welcome to PTA Boys and Girls.
Welcome back to episode 3 of season 26, Pardon the Autism. Here we give you a sneak peek of some stuff. Today we're going to talk about some trades. Of course, some starring our own personnel, of course, some not. Some being D1, some being T2. There hasn't been that much drama around, so we'll mostly be talking pure Hacksball here. But yeah, let's just get the show on the road.
Yeah,
Let's start at the very top with the most controversial trade in recent seasons, Turtles Lions. Prizzle.
Dude, this is just like one of the biggest, like involving like so many players. I
Yeah,
don't think
man.
I've seen just like I'm not even talking about like how big like it impacts the league, but just like the pure amount of players.
I haven't
Okay.
seen it in many seasons, man.
First off, who won?
Both teams. That's what I'm going with.
I could see that because the Lions they were going to implode eventually.
If you look at the game right after the trade, both teams won. So.
But okay, I have a question. Did
What?
the Lions need to get rid of Cell?
I think Flossie needed to purge the team a little bit. He needed to reestablish himself as the general manager of his own team. And so was kind of the fallout of that. He's not necessarily in Hefe's crew. I don't think Hefe has really had a crew, but Hefe's slowly starting to build that kind of aura. Dox is on board. Cell has been, along with Hefe a couple times. People forget about the Toronto Turtles. Cell and Hefe were on there before with Caps fan and I forget who else was on that team.
Maybe Gucci.
But,
I know they were on the Bears.
yeah, Gucci Mane, exactly. So yeah, he needed to purge the team and Cell, not necessarily 100% responsible for Flossie losing control of his own team, but he had to go.
I could see that, but
he could have tried to go without it because he is such a good player. I'm sure Cell would have been fine if Foss could build a team around him still, but he got a good deal, to be fair.
I just think he'd be really good with Compass. Although they were together at the start of last season, actually. But so I don't know, maybe if he would have wanted to
They
stay.
never actually have gotten to play with each other.
Oh, they didn't do like one game or so?
If I remember correctly, Cell was like an instant trade over to whatever team for Pixels. Addy picked Pixels in the first round, and Flossie traded Pixels for like Josh in a couple seconds or something. It was really garbage. But anyway, yeah, I agree with you. Cell probably would have worked out with Flossie, but all things considered, but I like how it's worked out for both teams. What's your opinion? You think either team lucked out more?
I mean, I kind of like it for the Turtles, just because he goes back to GK.
Oh, that's also true.
Yeah, there's just not as much GK talent. Yas is better than I thought, I'll admit that, but I don't think he's still good enough for them to take the cup.
Yeah, so Yas has got a little ways to go before he's a cup-winning GK. Oh, shout out to JRI who posted. Me and Blade were talking before about people deserving Hall of Fame, and I definitely brought his name up. He needs to get in there sooner rather than later, but we'll see. Anyways, yeah, I can see the argument for Turtles winning more than the Lions in this trade because FA obviously won the cup and Cells won the cup, whereas the guys who the Lions got haven't really gotten that rep yet. I think Flossie's once again building for next season. Maybe they could sneak in for a wild card spot, which would be nice to see.
Yeah, they're at least better than last season, I'll say that.
Yeah, they are. Compass has improved. He's now recognizable as a player. And the guys on the roster, Arrow's definitely taking it a little more seriously. I won't say he improved,
Arrow's
but he's
been
always
really
kind of
good
good.
this season.
Yeah, for
I'll
sure.
give him his props.
He's got the second best GA in the league so far, I think. Really, really good play for him.
Okay, so cool question. I think it's like common that the Squares had the best roster on paper before this trade.
Oh yeah.
But do the Turtles now have the best roster on paper?
Man, the Squares, I forgot to put them down in the notes, but I don't really know what's going on with them. I thought I suggested to Hash that under forward, and I think he's done really well there. He's currently second top in PPG, top in plus minus on the team, but star mid, under, and Hash forward hasn't really worked out for them. So they have the most talent, but they're less than the sum of their parts. So I would give you that. I think Turtles might have the best roster on paper.
You know, I think they especially do if, and I mean Dox has been good, but I would probably bench him if Addy is going to be active.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They signed Addy just now.
Addy and Cell actually really fit Hefe because they just want a corner ball. Like, I mean, Cell, all he does is sit with the ball in the corner. He's really good in the corners.
I don't know about that. I mean, Hefe's kind of been a D forward so far this season. He might want to continue that because Addy and Cell are neither really likes to D forward. And the last time Addy had to do that with Lindros, he basically doubled it up. They had Beck basically play D forward, like double it up, double CG. You know.
That is true.
Cell could do D forward, but he definitely doesn't want to, and he shouldn't have to on this team. I think what will happen is Addy's benched. I don't think anyone will really be supportive of him trying to get playtime on this team, but we'll see. Yeah, I think Hefe will continue to be a D forward. He's done pretty well there, but I'd like to see more assists from him. D forward, he's only got 2. Yeah, they might have the strongest roster. Addy coming off the bench is certainly not a bad team.
Yeah. Okay, we can move on from the trade. I agree with you that it was kind of beneficial for both squads.
Yeah. All right.
Other one we had.
Let's talk about Prizzle. You going to the Elite Four. I mean, this team before the season started, Luciano gave us some shit for not talking about him a lot, but he's put together a really good roster here.
Yeah, I mean last week was kind of not the best week for them. Obviously, it seems like y'all blew them out. I didn't see the replay.
It was ugly, man. It was really ugly. No need to watch that. I don't think it's representative of their team. They're better than that. 6-0. Come on.
I don't think they could go with Wadza full time as a GK. He just lets in too many random S goals, man.
I could see you end up playing GK on this team, to be honest. I don't think Crow will give up that mid spot very easily.
Oh yeah, that's what I think I'll be playing.
And if not, then I mean, you could put Fruit back at GK. Although obviously he's an amazing D forward, I think. For me, he's like top 3, top 2 in the league at D forward, at minimum. But yeah, this certainly puts them in the wild card discussion. I mean, right now they're not in the wild card spots, just out. They're tied for it, out on goal difference, but they can certainly make a push now with you. What do you think? Well, what were your first thoughts upon learning you were traded to this team?
Oh no, I told him I would be a good fit for them. I think Crud's a good mid. I do like Fruitcake as a forward as well.
You're just looking forward to playing with the guys, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to try it out.
Willing to try it out. Well, we'll see what the Elite Four can put together.
I think right now I would say we probably are in that run for like the wild card spot. I don't know how everyone ranks up right now because all the trades and everything.
I mean, I could very easily see this team like get some chem together and then make a push for the top 3, but I haven't seen any evidence yet, so I'm gonna go with the prediction of wild card as of right now.
Top 3 will be hard because Luciano, it's his first season in D1, like full time.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's in the running for GM of the year potentially. He makes another move, maybe gets more improvement on the field, and he could be up there.
Oh yeah.
If there was a rookie GM of the year, he'd certainly win it.
I don't know.
I think by default.
I think he's done a pretty good job.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Okay.
You want to talk about D1 or D2?
Let's stay on D1.
All right.
Actually, let's talk about your team.
Oh boy.
Y'all finally lost.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah. I mean, y'all were not going undefeated. It's nothing against your roster.
We're not going undefeated with this roster.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing against any of my players, but it wasn't going to happen. So it's a good thing we lost. And the way we lost was kind of weird since we played for the second week in a row, the same team 2 days in a row. It was weird. Like the trade with the Turtles and Lions happened on the Tuesday, I believe. And on the Wednesday, we play them again. And the game was even more dominant for us, I think. They scored 2 kind of mistake random goals and then shut up shop. I mean, we had so much space, so much time on the ball, and every time we would just pass right back to them. My team will work on it, and let's not do that again, guys.
I think it's almost a good thing that you lost to a team like that many would consider worse than you. Because that way you don't just say, oh, they're a stacked roster.
I mean, you can't take any game for granted. I mean, that's how the Warriors went 73-9 regular season. We don't want to be like them in the finals. We want to, we won't necessarily tire ourselves out. It's fucking Hacksball. You press keys on the keyboard, but yeah, you got to take every game seriously.
Well, I mean, you've got to be happy with the results so far, though. You still have 2 first-round picks in the waiver spot. I mean,
yeah.
Do you have any potential trades you've been working on?
Man, it's so frustrating. I'd almost rather not have the top waiver because that would make some of the trades I'm trying to do easier, if that makes sense.
Because you don't
People are kind of
know.
scared.
Oh, they don't want to
I could
have
easily
you get
sign,
pixels and then have like
what if
Negros or whatever.
what if like Negative Bro just signed up? He's probably not going to come back. He's pretty old, Hacksball years. He's like 100. But yeah, I could easily just form like a stacked team, which kind of sucks because then I can't trade for the guys I want. So I'm playing the waiting game right now. We could see the return of Stapler, the trade and sign man, but for now he's kind of pushed to the sideline. Let's move on to some what?
One question.
I was copying. All right.
Do you think Shot is like the mid, you know, for the entire season for y'all, or because it seems like it would be mid or D forward that y'all would upgrade at?
We kind of have 3D forwards.
Yeah.
Like I've always been a proponent of cross guard as the most important part of defense, and the D forward being like arguably the most important player for me, not even a mid. So it's weird that I ended up with 3 of them. Nantes has loved going to cherry picker.
Yeah, at least y'all don't have him as mid.
It's kind of created a weird disconnect, but Shot's really come good at mid. I mean, we're top of the league, obviously, so he's doing something right.
Well, the chance is you could also move him to forward and have like Blade be a 5th man.
But I don't really want to do that. Blade is doing really well. He's like top 5 in points or something like that. He has like one of the highest PPGs, thanks to me subbing him out all the time once we get ahead. But yeah, Shots played really well, and the last time he played forward, I don't think he was used as well as he could have been. That was on not Prince's, what was Jadis's team called? I keep calling it Hacksball Club Phoenix or whatever.
Yeah,
HC Phoenix.
Yeah, I remember that. They were with Hannah as well, right?
Yeah. He plays like all those guys, but he's a little more centered, I think, than them. He won't totally like screw around on the ball, which is why I think he'll grow into this mid spot over the season if we give him time.
Okay, we actually can move on from your team. There is one more team we haven't talked about just because we've had the gap. The Spartans.
Man, the Spartans.
Just if we can do a quick overview.
Why do they have 3 points, man? I know you've already left the team, so
yeah.
You're probably gonna want to give some shout outs, negative or positive. So
no, I don't have anything bad about them.
What do you got to say?
Well, early season, I just know they had trouble people showing up. Carlitos, he can't make games now. But I mean, let's not really talk about their past results. Just like their current potential, I guess.
All right, that's fair.
Like, cause it's just a completely new team right now.
Yeah.
The thing I noticed, I really disagree with them. They have Chinny midding. I would really put Luffy mid. I think he's.
Oh, they already did that, man. They already did that in the middle of a game.
Did they?
Yeah, and they won that game.
The Elite Four. Wait, no, the Elite Four game they had him GK.
Let me.
Oh no, they
look
moved
at
him
this.
to mid, I guess. Okay, but
yeah,
I would say I would keep him mid.
Yeah,
if Chinny shows up, because maybe that's why they finished him. I don't know.
As much as Chinny keeps talking about best mid and all this bullshit, you can just ignore all that stuff in the forums, lads. He's a good guy. I like him at GK, to be honest.
Well,
he should go back to the spot that made his name.
Luffy might be like a top 3 mid, probably, like playing in the league right now.
He's a little rusty. If we give him some time, he could get to that. I don't think he's top 3 right now because he hasn't had enough game time. That's the only thing. But yeah, he is very good, and I liked him a lot when I had him on Quebec City a couple seasons ago. With Shot. Shout out to him.
Oh yeah, you had that Kuyuki guy at the start of the season too.
I
never know what happened to that guy.
Let's move on from him. Let's talk about D2.
All right.
Can you lead this?
Yep. Okay, so recent D2 result is the Keys took down the Pixies. Kind of surprising, I would guess to say. I do think Shimino was missing. Am I wrong?
Yeah, Shimino missed a game against not the Pixies. Shimino missed a game against the Bike Thieves, I think, early in the season.
Oh, he did miss the Pixies. I mean, the Keys game as well. They have had leverage midding.
Anyway, he's always gonna miss some games. So
yeah,
that's understandable. They'll get their team together for the playoffs, and they'll make the playoffs like they did last season. But yeah, you've convinced me of this. I think the Keys are the favorite now. They won that game, even with an powered like no Shimino showing up. But I just like the look of this team. Just veterans, guys that show up, guys that are willing to take a step back if the team needs it. With the Pixies don't really have that depth they've had in previous seasons. They've got like Ask Me Something, Daisy Ruel,
You know,
Ruel.
I
That's
have a
Uzel.
suggestion for each team.
Yeah.
I think
What do you
the
got?
Keys are like a Czech level player away from like having the top team, but also the Pixies. If I was them, I would have Drag move to D forward
Dude, it's
because
the same as with Cell.
Mhm.
He could do it. He just won't.
Well, I have it for a different reason though. I think Drag kind of focuses on offense too much, so it's kind of like Pixels and Pubs, kind of.
Man, why do you
So it
think he
goes out
fills
there.
his team with guys like Frank,
Well,
Lev, and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Shimino? They
But
play defense. Come
I
on,
would
man.
put Real. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. As
I say
CP.
Ruel, like French kind of thing, you know?
All right,
Are they even
Ryland's brother.
Canadian? I don't know. They play on the Canadian flag sometimes. Who knows?
But
Oh,
I think he would benefit from a move to D forward.
man, look at his minutes per game. GK. Someone's got to fix that.
What the fuck?
Anyways, shout out to Hash Browns or Dynamo. Someone fix that minutes. Anyway, yeah, they got to sort out their lineup a little bit, but I think what'll happen is they go with the same tried and true thing. Level mid, Shimino D forward. They'll kind of switch off a little bit. Drag will go up and fuck around and
Oh, I forgot
dial
about
in some
Leverage.
people and score. Yeah, he's on
Okay,
this
yeah,
team.
you could
I
have
let
him
him
mid.
slide.
I would
That
have
was
him
me.
mid and Shimino CP.
Shimino? CP?
Yeah,
Man, he plays defense.
Yeah, that's why.
Waste
I mean,
that.
I don't think CP is like this pure offensive position. In playoffs, it's more of like a D forward kind of.
I could understand. Yeah.
But then again, you also have to know like how to transition out. So I don't know.
I think he only plays CP in pubs though, man. He's
Yeah,
never been
yeah,
a
I
cherry
like his
picker.
CP and pubs. But besides the Pixies and Keys, actually, we were talking about the Gremlins.
Yeah, there's some other teams that
Could they be
have
one player
impressed
away?
us.
And this is considering
Yeah.
that Sparta's active. Like that's, what we're assuming.
Or they could settle their lineup. They could move some people around. Either Escrow comes good at mid, or they move Spart to mid. I don't know. They could make some progress there. And the Stoners, I guess they have availability issues, which sucks.
Yeah,
They
that was
could
our preseason team.
They could probably win like 60%, 75% of their Monday, Tuesday games and still make the playoffs, if I'm honest. And then a team of Mayo, aka Zaytoven, Dan, aka Tavares, Luke, Flu, Crumbler. That's a good enough team for the playoffs.
Well, yeah, and shout out to Flu. I think he should really be starting on a D1 team.
I don't get why he's still down in D2. No one's trying to pick him up.
I think only the Huskies have tried to get him.
He was the MVP of D2 last season, I think. Did he win it? He should have, even if he didn't.
He might have. I can't remember. Do you think they're one player away though from being like a true contender, or you think they're good as is?
I can't tell. Either another player or they just get that chem together. Same with the Gremlins. I don't think the other teams in D2 really have enough about them. I think Campbell really needs to fucking sort out his shit. I'll give him credit. He hasn't traded away the picks. At the very least, he hasn't traded away a first and second. So whatever he fucks up, or like he can't find people to trade for Spart, which might have happened, at least he has those picks for next season. So,
I really feel like the Stoners could be that team. Like, they're like third seed in regular season, but just come playoff time, they buckle down.
Four?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Just
what's your opinion on the Harlem Bike Thieves?
I had to look at them. I like the logo.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're not doing anything. Oh wait, they got TDA.
They got some players here, so I want you to take a look. Like, give me an honest estimation here. I don't think they've won a game yet. No,
they won the last two. Well, one on a forfeit.
There was a 3v3.
Oh.
Because Stoners can't make Wednesdays really.
Okay.
But they have a couple wins because Apple is shrewd. He's been around, so he knows how to get W's. But can this team make some noise?
I think they'll probably have TDA mid.
Probably.
TDA mid and Diego. I mean, that's a pretty good back line.
That's actually a solid back line. It wouldn't be out of the question to see that in D1, to be honest.
I don't know if any of their forwards are going to be like too consistent though.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Kitty. Shout
obviously, I don't think it's any secret that Apple wants Scott Balla. I mean, that's gonna be attempted to happen. We'll see if they to. Could you see this team with Scott Balla being a contender?
to Kitty.
Consider the fact that
Contender.
Scott was in the finals last season.
Yeah, he was
did
in.
play in the finals.
But then again, I think Scott is one of those players that can like fit in, but not elevate a team. I mean, I think he would definitely make them better.
This is D2.
Yeah, it is D2.
And consider the
think
fact that he also carried a team with like Big Muff, Apple, and Ren to semis, I think it was. Remember that?
I think they could get the semis, but realistically getting it to a cup, if they just had Scott added to this team, I couldn't see it.
So the Stoners are your dark horse.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see that. I'm sure Apple will make a lot more moves though, rather than just trying to get Scott Balla. He knows how it works. Not a I don't even remember the name KPA used to have. Sun Hyun Min.
Yeah, some Asian name.
He's got
Hyung,
like 9 players,
something?
which is over the roster limit, but I don't think anyone really cares. Does anyone even know these players? Like everyone keeps changing their name,
No,
so I don't
no
remember
idea.
anyone here.
I knew G Baller, who some reason is able to score.
Watch, we're talking shit here, but
He's the future.
the Sluts, the Sluts are the future team, man. KPA will be the new DJ Khaled. Give it like 2 seasons.
Who is
and
Emma,
he'll be
by
in
the way?
D1.
Does anyone know who Emma is?
No, I don't know, man. But he's like, he talks like he's been around forever, but it's not a multi. It's just someone who's like came back, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it is.
Okay. Do we have anything left?
We really should have thought of a way to close this show.
Well, I do like that it's a shorter episode.
Yeah.
Just to let everyone know, we will be kind of doing like a
We'll be
mid-season
back at the end of this
episode.
week.
Yeah. Try
We'll
to
be
bring
back.
the GMs on.
We will open up the line for questions. We will be allowing forum, emails, PMs, messages on TeamSpeak, and we will respond to some of those on the show. We want to get some GMs involved as well. So if you have any interest in that, then let us know as well through the same channels. Yeah, let's do some shout outs.
Okay. I mean, of course, they got
Shout
to
out to
shout out
Jeremy
Jeremy Lin.
There he is.
Shout out to the Huskies. I enjoyed my time there.
Shout out to King. I've been playing some WoW with that dude and some Brawlhalla. Great guy. Here.
Shout
out to
out to
Blade.
Emma.
Shout out to Emma.
I don't know who that is, but
Alright.
alright, we'll just end the show there. Shout out to Priest.
BUSBHB, wherever you are.